Chris Peaks back here today with Brandon Mosley for our BCS State of Alabama podcast, and we got Alabama Democratic gubernatorial candidate Jamel Brown with us. Jamal, what's going on, man?
Versus Jamel, Chris. I don't like nobody
Jamel?
calling me
Okay.
Jamal.
All right, my bad. Let me make sure. Jamel, okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little about yourself, man.
Well, I'm 34 years young, born and raised on the west side of Montgomery, Alabama. I am a pastor. I've been preaching God's word since I was 7. I've been pastoring souls and spirits ever since I was 15 years old, uh, online and offline. I'm an activist in my community. Um, and that's just about it. I have been serving my community for a mighty long time, ever since a little child. I get it from my adopted parents, and I'm single, no kids. That's it. No criminal record. Went to jail one time before at the age of 18. That was uh, made as a youth offender. It was a bogus warrant signed at the time. But other than that, that's all about me.
So what made you
Mr.
decide? Go
Brown,
ahead,
there
buddy.
are reports that Doug Jones is about to get in this governor's race. Do you think that you can compete with Doug and his name recognition in this Democrat primary?
Of course. How dare you ask a silly question like that? A report just came out by Yellowhammer that a poll was conducted if Doug Jones and Tommy Tuberville would compete against each other, it would be a blowout. Tommy Tuberville would beat Doug Jones so bad it was better than when he beat Doug Jones for the Senate seat. That's number one. Number two, Doug Jones is very weak. He's very incompatible. He's incapable to lead the great state of Alabama. That's number two. Number three is you brought up the name recognition. Doug Jones is known by a lot of people because of his time in the United States Senate. A lot of people now know Jamel Brown, not just statewide, but nationwide, because of my social media platform. And I want you guys to look at this, Chris. I'm the only candidate that has more social media followers than Doug Jones, than Tommy Tuberville, than Will Boyd, than Chad. I'm dominating the social media. When I made the report about Doug Jones planning on getting in the race, it reached over 300 some thousand people. But people said, we're voting for Jamel. I'm beating everybody else in the online polls that they got going on. So hell yeah, I believe I can beat Doug Jones. I believe the only reason why they are putting Doug Jones in this race, encouraging to run, because they can't find nobody else to beat me, y'all. Can't nobody else beat Jamel Brown but me. Can't nobody beat me.
Do you think that you will do better than Doug or the other candidates because of your social media following?
Of course, I think I'd do way better towards Doug. And to be honest with you, I had my political advisor to do some analyzing, and as much as he's analyzed and he's real good at what we do, he's a UAB grad. It came out during a Democratic primary, me and Doug Jones will have a 10-point gap with me leading. And that's the Democratic primary.
Are you concerned that you, Yolanda Flowers, and Dr. Will Boyd, and there's rumors of another cat or two getting in this, if there's 3 or 4 or 5 black candidates, could that split the black vote, allowing a white Democrat, whether it's Doug Jones or Chig Martin, to take this nomination?
Yes, sir. You have some great political experience by what you just said. I agree. But I want you all to see this, Brandon, right? Brandon. The plot is by those that are in black leadership in the Democratic Party and other wings of the Democratic Party, they do not want Jamel Brown to be the Democratic nominee because I consider myself as a conservative slash independent Democrat. They don't want me. They don't want me to win this nomination. So they're gonna try to put Yolanda. They're gonna try to put hell. I wouldn't be surprised they try to put Arthur Davis back in. But it's all to split the black vote, like you said, and get a white candidate like Doug or Chad. I think Chad won't even be close to it. I think Chad is very irrelevant at this moment. It would be Doug Jones if they continue to split that black vote up like that. But you know, that's all true.
You said you was a conservative independent and talking about splitting the black vote, but aren't black voters really conservative at heart when it comes to issues like abortion,
Yes,
gay marriage,
Chris.
stuff like that? They're really
Yes.
conservative.
Yes, Chris. The black voters are more conservative, but I want you and Brandon to catch on what I'm saying. And I'm not gonna put too much of talk on it. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen in January if they try to challenge it. But there are black Democrats in power that is playing into our black voters saying, well, he's too close to being a Trump Democrat. I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for Trump in 2020. I voted for Trump last year. I voted for Trump all three times. I like President Trump's style of leadership. Do I agree with everything President Trump say and do? No. Who does? But we need strong people in leadership. We need strong people in the Democratic Party. And I'm the only candidate that is strong and that can get to work. So I agree with you. It's a lot of Democrats conservative at heart. Blacks.
Mr. Brown, are you concerned that the National Democratic Party, in trying to cater to the far left, like LGBTQ plus minus, segment, have sort of poisoned the well with some voters with, supporting boys in girls' dresses and boys competing in women's sports and girls getting sex changes into boys and all this really weird social stuff that they've done in the last 10 years. Is that costing Democrats votes in Alabama?
Yes, Brandon. And this is reason why Democrats have to stop being a lot of men in our party need to stop the leaderships in elected position all the way up to Congress, the national, like I said, need to stop being hypocrites. If you go to church on Sunday, if you preach on Sunday that God said marriage is between a man and a woman, but you still got people like Will Boyd, you got people like Chad, you got people like Doug Jones that said, well, we need marriage equality. We need Adam can marry Adam, or Bernice can marry Keisha. We got the party need to stop being a hypocrite, and it is causing the votes for Democratic Party. Why the Democrats in Alabama will continue to lose because they're hypocrites. I believe in marriage between a man and a woman. Period. What you do with your sex life is between you and that person. But on a legislative level, on a government level, I would not allow boys playing in girls' sports. I would not allow girls playing in boys' sport. I would not allow that. I would not allow bathroom changes under my administration. I would not allow that. Some things we have to put the pen in and say, no, we're not teaching it in our classrooms and we're not teaching it through our government. So I agree 100% with you, but that's why they don't like me, Brandon. They hate me.
So I mean, you voted for Trump. You like some of his policies. Why not run as a Republican?
The reason why I don't want to run as a Republican is because I feel like this party needs a savior. Now, I want you to all look at this. I'm not trying to say I'm like Trump at all. I like Trump. I love Trump. Don't agree with everything he say or do, but President Trump was a Democrat all his life. President Trump
Yep.
gave to Hillary Clinton. President Trump gave to Bill Clinton. President Trump got into the 2016 race and dominated the 2016 Republican race. And Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, all these guys are this is a Democrat. He gave to the Democrats. This is Democrat. Then he'll go to Democrats. He's a Republican. He's extreme. And I want to be known publicly. I have always voted for Republicans and Democrats all my since 18 years old. 18, I voted for President Obama because he was black. I'm being honest, Chris. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was 18, back in 2009, whenever President Obama got elected, I cast my first vote for president. I voted for the man because he was white. But guess what? I supported Mitt Romney when Mitt Romney ran against him 4 years later. I supported President Trump. What I'm saying is this. The Democrat Party need a savior. I'm their savior. I'm going to be the one that come in and say enough is enough. Let's bring back real Democrats like John F. Kennedy days. Let's bring those type of strong Democrats back that it was strong on policy, strong on morale, and strong on ethics. And I'm the guy to do it. I'm the guy. I'm that savior. That's the reason why I don't want to run as a Republican. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican. So, it's nothing wrong with the Republican Party. It's nothing wrong with the Democrat Party. We just got to fix both sides.
Mr. Brown, if you are elected governor, how would you deal with the crime problems that seem to be like isolated within, the general area of Birmingham and Montgomery and, parts of Mobile? It just seems like the murder rate there, is a little bit over the top. I mean, they set a new all-time record for murders in Birmingham a couple years ago. And, the city's like 60% of what it was 60 years ago.
Yes. Crime is a good issue. All my life, Brandon, I had to speak at candlelight vigil for young black folks. And I'm be honest, to you and Chris, my two white colleagues, brothers in Christ, the crime is black on black. We're just gonna be honest. I want the whole world to know this. All the crime going across America in the neighborhoods that are high is blacks killing blacks. Period. That's it. You don't see white folks from the east side going to kill a white person on the west side. You don't see white gangs killing each other. These are black folks. These are black people. These are my people. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work with those mayors in those cities. I'm going to put pressure on them. Let's invest in our police departments. Let's give our police officers the right amount of tools so we can hire more police officers. I believe, Brandon, we put more police officers on the street. Let's give Montgomery a great example because I live in Montgomery. I'm from Montgomery. Montgomery right now got 200-some police officers on the street. We have a 200,000 resident city. That's poor. That's sad. The mayor in Montgomery, they just don't want to invest in MPD. Why? I don't know. They don't want to invest in MPD at all. We don't have enough officers. As governor, we're going to find grant money. We're going to find federal money. Help cities like Montgomery and Mobile get their numbers up. So check this out. If Montgomery went from 200 police officers to extra 500 on that, and you be hard on our night shift, and you put police presence where all this crime be going on, all this gang violence be going on, you will see a very strong decrease in crime. Police like scare folks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm from the hood. If you put some police lights over here in some of these hoods where the hood rats and all them at, I promise you ain't nobody gonna shoot. I promise you ain't nobody gonna go down the street and do something to Peanut because they're gonna see 2 police cars down there. Oh, I ain't gonna mess with Peanut because I see 2 police cars there. We need more police presence. Will we be able to stop crime in America? No, because crime gonna happen till God come back. But we can decrease it by investing in police intelligence and paying our police officers a whole lot more, be strong on crime, and still being passionate about the good apples. We don't want to hurt the good apples because what the bad apples do. So that's what my problem is with that, and that's my solution.
I've interviewed some candidates, some black candidates, and they always, when I bring up the crime issue, they say, well, the crime problem is because we're over policed.
Yes.
Is that what do you think about that? I mean, when
I,
they say,
I,
well,
I disagree with that 100%. And somebody just said on our live, we got to make sure the police have the right heart. I agree with that. I have a history of fighting against the police, and I have a history of fighting for the police. The blacks use that, and I know you go. I think I know you go on this, Chris. The reason why you have black mayors and black governors that don't want to touch it is because their campaigns are being pocketed and paid for all of these stop the blue, what you call them, all these, what they defund the police. That's the reason why they use that, because they want to defund the police. If we defund the police, crime gonna go up. I'm not with defund the police. I want to fund the police and put them on our street, let them fight crime. We need police officers to fight crime, not being in the desk on in the office on the desk. We need crime stoppers. We got so many cold cases in Montgomery. It don't make no sense. People are still looking for their loved ones. We need more detectives. We need more homicide detectives. We need more people on SWAT. We need to go out here and get the criminals, get those that are killing folks, not those that are selling a little dope, a little marijuana ain't did nothing to nobody. We try those that are killing people, Chris. We need to go after them, and I'm big on that.
Staying on this crime topic, most of the crime is either people who are wanting to get money so they can get drugs, or it's drug gangs killing other drug gangs fighting over drug territory. You know, I mean, everybody likes to, we're blowing up, speedboats carrying drugs to this country now. Shouldn't maybe we change our focus, not necessarily go soft on the dealers and the smugglers? Maybe we need to go hard on the users, the people that buy drugs to entertain themselves on the weekend, because they're the ones, both white and black, probably more white than black, who are putting the money into the system that fuels all the criminal activity.
Yes, I agree that, and I believe that's something. And when I don't know everything, I'm not gonna act like I know, but I have to do a little bit more research. But the users, I don't believe, Brandon, weed. We're gonna say we call it weed, but marijuana. I don't believe marijuana is what driving the people like what we call them the YNs. I don't believe it's marijuana. I think it's some type of other type of drugs that these young folks are on that got them being so what's the word? So so evil and
So
crazy.
unable to see the consequences
Yeah,
of their actions.
because I smoke marijuana, Brandon, and marijuana don't make me go out there and do nothing to them. If I pop a blunt right now, I ain't gonna say I mean pop a blunt, but roll a blunt right now, I'm gonna be on chill. I'm just being
You won't
honest
smoke
with
one.
you. I'm gonna be on chill. But I don't know what fentanyl may do. I don't know what meth may do because I've never been on it. So I agree with you, but I gotta do a little bit more research. And then another thing, but I think gangs is a problem, Chris and Brandon. Gangs is a problem. I believe territory is a problem. I've been preaching this all this year long. Why the hell would y'all want to go shoot people over housing authority property? Why? But it's a lot of gangs. It's a lot of stuff that people in their minds, and it be hate, jealous, and enviness. It's a whole lot we got to talk. But instead of being a big prison what KI has done. Let's build some goddamn places that'll help these folks get off these drugs and get off this type of stuff and help them get the real kind of help they need.
Staying on the topic of crime here, there's a link between absence of fathers in the home and men committing violent crimes. So how do we get more black males involved in their kids' life?
Oh, that's a good question, Chris, because I recently went viral with millions of people talking about that. I do think it is a problem. It is a systematic problem as well. We got to start holding black fathers accountable. If you bring a child into this world, we just don't need to hammer them with child support, or we just gonna child support them, child support. Let's find out what the root cause is. Let's find out why that black father distanced himself so much from that mother that he want to distance himself from that child also. So we need to find out the root cause. That I grew up by two old people. Mama died at 10 years old, adopted mama, and my adopted dad was a single dad that raised me. And look how I came out. I'm not no drug dealer like my biological father was. I ain't breaking in, killing people, or nothing like that, because I chose to do the right thing. I had people around me. So I think we need to invest in churches, organizations, and people that can help us reach these folks in these houses and stuff. And we just have to have tough love and tough talk with our folks about it, by bringing black fathers, more active in their children's lives. But we don't need a child support though. Every time, a black man ain't in his child, like, I'm gonna put you on child support, I'm gonna put you on child support. And a lot of it be bitter just because he don't want to be with the mama, she want child support. It's a lot of black mothers need to be on child support. I'm just being honest. It's a lot of deadbeat black mamas out there too. So it's like we need to partner up with organizations like Family Sunshine, real organizations, churches, to help try to be that village to help these parents out, especially young ones.
Changing subjects, Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth has really made an issue of widening I-65, to try to get it 6 lanes from Mobile all the way up to the Tennessee line. Would you support that agenda, or do you think we have bigger priorities in the state?
We have bigger priorities to work on, but we have bigger priorities, and we could be spending money somewhere. But I see where we're going. We do need a 6 lane. That's my personal opinion. He's trying to model it similar to like big cities like Atlanta, but we do need wider lanes. But we need to prioritize also going into the rules. That same money we use for 6 lanes on that, let's go into the rules, put medical facilities, Wi-Fi, broadband through places like Bruden and Bay Minette, Evergreen, places that need medical places, because folks got to travel 30, 45 minutes to Montgomery or Prattville just to get basic medical care needs. So yes, we're going to focus on roads, but let's focus more on the necessities where real Alabamians need, especially in our rural areas. The roads can wait, is what I'm getting at. That wouldn't be my priority, but that'll be on my list.
So you talking about marijuana a while ago. Would you try to push for the legalization?
Yes.
I said you talking about marijuana while
You
legalization
said why?
marijuana? Okay.
Yes, sir. You said why?
No. I said, are you going to push to legalize marijuana in the state, like
No,
like
that's on
Colorado and
my
some other
agenda.
states?
I'm 100% for legalization of marijuana. I'm 100% with legalization of the lottery, bringing the lottery here. I'm 100% legalizing gaming in the state of Alabama, because they'll bring us extra revenue. And one of the reasons why I'm big on legalization on marijuana, because I'm tired of seeing black and brown men go to jail for a little piece of weed on them. I'm tired of seeing it. Marijuana ain't hurt nobody. God made the plant. Come on, Chris. And I like you and Brad. I like the people on live that's watching.
That's why dudes went too.
Huh?
I says the white dudes have went too for a little piece of
Yeah,
the
white
league.
dudes and went to, some of
Yeah.
y'all white folks
Yeah.
went to, but more of us went than y'all though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But listen, you get what I'm saying? But listen, I'm gonna bring up something very, very smart. Why the hell? Can I be real with you? What the
Of
hell
course.
is the government locking people up for a plant God made? That is ludicrous. That is crazy. So we locked. It's 3 girls last week in Tallahassee went to jail for a plant God made. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but that is dumb. Let's kill that. Let's legalize it. If you want to be a drug dealer, you're gonna be a drug dealer the right way. That's it. And we're gonna use that money for education, medical, and all the important things to help Alabama out.
Mr. Brown, assuming that you're for lottery and for gaming, where would that money that the state gets in taxes off that go? Where would you, of course, it would be the legislature's decision. Where would you like the legislature, assuming that we passed, a lottery and gaming, which would require a vote of the people, and super majorities of both houses of the legislature, where should that money go?
It go right back to what I told you: roads, bridges, broadband expansion, because a lot of people in the rural areas need internet access, and medical. I think the most important thing right now for rural, and I keep saying rural because I'm a city boy. I'm from the city. But as I've been traveling Alabama, I have Verizon Wireless. It be some spots I go to, doop, 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 doop. Signal go down because there's no broadband out there. We need to invest in our rural areas. Everybody keep forgetting the rural. So I want to invest in roads, bridges, medical, and broadband. Now, what you talk about when you say roads and bridges, we need lighting. You go down to Camden, Alabama, Wilcox. I think that's County Road 28, I think. It's dark as hell going down that road. I never advise nobody to go down that road too dark because there's no lights. We need to put lights throughout everywhere through the state of Alabama. I don't care if it's in the 4-5, I don't care if it's in the 205, the 251, the 256. So that's what we're going to use that money for. Things that can actually help benefit Alabamians. And I think healthcare and all that good stuff can benefit Alabamians a lot. A lot.
I know you mentioned a lot of issues there. Is there one issue that you think is the most important facing Alabama right now?
The most important issue to me in Alabama right now, and my grandmaster is watching it because this means a lot to me, is releasing everybody out of our state penitentiary system that went in there but did not kill anybody just because, did not rape anybody, did not abuse a child, and did not abuse an elder person. I want to get all those folks out. I want to give them a second chance. I want to give people their rights back, their gun rights back. That's what I really want to advocate for because I'm a Bible man, and
What about armed
God,
robbery?
sir.
What about armed robbery?
Yeah, armed robber part of that too. Keep them in. But you get what I'm saying? I'm saying people that not, that's what I did. I want to get
Non-violent?
non-violent folks out. That's it. If you did
Okay.
some, if you did some petty little, you wrote a bad check, come here. You sold dope, come here. You messed up on this, you messed up a credit card, come here. If it didn't hurt nobody, like my grandmaster will always tell me, uh, uh, give them people a second chance. Even those that did armed robbery deserve a second chance, but you're gonna do your time. But we're talking about those that did non-violent offenses. I want them all outside the state penitentiary. Let's put them on the program. Let's get them a job. Let's get them back in society, and let's get them back on the road of recovery. That's my main part because I believe in second chances. I really do. I really believe in second chance. And people forget about those locked up. They are still people. They're still human, and they need our help.
Over the summer, the authorities arrested 11 individuals in Bibb County where they were they were taking children as young as 3 and then chaining them into beds and then getting paid for people to come in and rape the little children. Would you favor executing people that commit child rape?
If you commit child rape, I agree with what one state have said. I don't know if Alabama did this, but it's a medical. Help me with this. That if you rape the child, I think we passed.
It's currently not a death penalty offense in Alabama.
I don't.
There is legislation that will be introduced in this next session to make it a crime. If you were governor, would you sign that piece of legislation?
Well, give somebody a death penalty for raping a child. No. No.
Do you support the death penalty at all?
Um. Yes, man. It'll be ready to be cooked. Do I support the death penalty? I don't know. I'm gonna slide on that one. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. But I don't believe anybody raped a child should receive the death penalty. They should get life without. And it's another word. It's a law that if it was a man found raping a child, they want medically castrate them.
Castrate?
Castrate, that's the word. Yes.
Castrate them?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And give them life without parole. No death penalty, though.
Alabama during Governor Ivey's term, we were the first state, right? We were the first place anywhere in the world to use nitrogen hypoxia to execute people. Do you favor, our current methods of execution, which are nitrogen hypoxia and lethal injection, or would you use firing squad or some other method?
No, and no, listen, Jesus was executed by the Romans for healing people and being good at heart. He was unjustly, wrongfully convicted without no evidence, and he was executed for just doing good. I think I'm comfortable of saying now today, even though other countries do this, but we're America and we need to be different. I don't believe in the death penalty. I think I'm comfortable to say that. I think that people ought to do time and old second chances. And I'm gonna boldly say on your podcast tonight, I am 100% against the death penalty, because if God can give me a second chance and give other people second chance, I see people change their lives around. Man does not have the right to take another man's life, whether it be the government or anybody in the streets, period. And I'm going to stand on that tonight.
Do you support abortion?
I do not support abortion at all. I'm 100% against abortion.
There's also legislation that's going to be introduced in this next session that would require that the 10 Commandments be placed somewhere along with other historical documents in every school in Alabama. If you were governor, would you sign said legislation?
Yes, I'll sign said legislation. And the reason why I'll sign said legislation is because if you have democratic controlled states and cities that can put little books in schools where children reading about Hey Arnold loving another male figure, and it's okay for a girl teacher to talk to another girl teacher. If that's okay, then we need to put the Ten Commandments back in the school. I believe the Ten Commandments need to be in every school and in every government facility in the state of Alabama. And if I'm governor, I'd be behind that 100%.
Back to the abortion question. Are you against it in all cases, or do you think there should be like rape, incest, or danger to the mother's life?
Yes, I'm against it to a certain extent. If it's put the woman's life in danger, uh, then that's okay. So I do agree with those limitations on that. But that's got to be proven by the doctor medically.
In this past legislation, the past legislative session, the legislature voted to cut the tax that we pay on groceries in half, down to just 2 cents. Would you favor eliminating the grocery tax, or do we need that money for state services?
No, I agree. It need to be eliminated, and I'm gonna tell you why. First off, I don't know if y'all remember the late state representative Alvin Holmes and late state representative Thad McClammon, which is both prominent Black Democrats who helped raise me in politics, and the former state representative John Knight. I always teamed up with them guys in my teenage years and early 20s to eliminate tax on groceries. I don't believe nobody in the state of Alabama should be paying tax on groceries. If you go to other states, other communities, even other parts across the country, you don't have to pay tax on grocery. Now that you go to this brand, I know you may ask me, do a boomerang question on it. Well, what we gonna make up with that tax? It go right back. And we take that marijuana tax, and we take that lottery tax, and we take that gaming tax. That's the tax that make up for the grocery tax. It's just grocery tax. Let's eliminate it. You go places like California, other places, they do not tax on grocery. It's states in America that don't put tax on grocery. Let's remove taxes off grocery now because it's already killing the pockets of Alabama. You got senior citizens and retired folks got to choose between bills, medicine, and food. Bills, medicine, and food. Let's help them out. No taxes on groceries.
These are the things you got passed, like you was talking about the gaming and lottery and marijuana tax. Would you look at eliminating the state income tax?
Yes, I think it's bogus. Yes. And that's what the president is doing with the IRS, which I agree 100%. I think it is the biggest crook in America history. And you gotta look at when the IRS was started by who, and you got to look at that. So I'm agree with 1%. And I'm also in agreement with the abolishment of the education department. Federally and state, let the locals control their own board of education. Period.
In this past legislative session, the legislature voted to take $160 million and let it follow children whose parents decided to take them out of public schools and to either go to private school or homeschool. Do you favor allowing the education dollars to follow the child wherever the parents feel is best for them to be educated, or should all of our education dollars stay in the public school system?
No, wherever that child decide to go, that education dollars should go there. And this is why I say that. I want Alabama get to a position where if Mr. Brown want to take his child anywhere to get the education, we ought to back them. That's where I'm at. I trust the parents' decision with their own children's education.
So, you said earlier that you was talking about you voted for Trump all 3 times. Do you get any pushback from black voters because you vote the Trump man?
Of course, and I'm going to let this be known publicly on your podcast and let you know where rumors have came back and told me. Rumors have came back and told me once I qualify between January the 5th to January the 28th, I mean the 23rd, which is the qualifying dates that was voted by the Alabama Democratic Party Executive Committee. There have been rumors that they will challenge my qualification as a Democrat. They're going to use a rule called because I openly supported a Republican in the past, that they're going to try to use that rule to disqualify me as a Democratic candidate. That's how scared these folks are of me, Chris Speaks. They're scared. But I tell them, and they're watching, bring that challenge on. I got enough lawyers that are ready to fight this when we get ready time to go to the hearing. If you decide to push somebody or pay somebody to go and challenge the legitimacy of me being a Democrat, I say bring it on. But I'm not going out without a fight, Chris. And I will take it all the way to the United States Supreme Court, because I feel, Chris, that's a bunch of bullshit in the party rules. If I want to support Trump this time round, and 4 years later, if Michelle Obama decide to run, if I want to support her, let me support her. If JD Vance run after her, if I want to support JD, let me support JD Vance. This is America. But that's the rumors. I'm putting it out there so you can know, and you probably can cover it and see it. But if they do it, I say bring it on. We got the ammunition for them.
Governor Ivy, when she was first, raised to the governorship, we had high unemployment. So they made economic development and recruiting jobs a major priority. And we have watched our unemployment rate plummet. It's down to like 2.5%, pretty consistently. But we still have run into the issue where there's a lot of adult Alabamians who do not go to work. We have one of the lowest workforce participation rates in the country. What would you as governor do to try to get some of these Alabamians that are on the couch and out of the workforce to come back in the workforce and fill some positions that we have available?
First off, that's a good question. We need to bring jobs. You're gonna like this one right here. I'm talking to my brother-in-law over here. I don't got no campaign staff coaching me on anything. But we need to get back. We need to get away from slaving Alabamians. As a report came out about Hyundai being basically a modern day slave master. Basically, they slave their workers. The average person that go to Hyundai, Brandon, works their ass off just to go buy a Mercedes Benz that they really can't enjoy, but like one time out of the week. About one time out of the week. And these people working over 12 some hours a day. And the money is good, but the labor is hard. We need to bring in more good qualified jobs that are not going to put miles on people's bodies and wait them out when they so young. So I believe that's the reason why you got a lot of people don't want to go to the job. The money good, but you go to Hyundai. We go to Hyundai right now. They slaving the folks. They slaving people at Hyundai. They slaving people at Movis. They slaving people. And that's why you see a lot of people going with these Amazon jobs, the FedEx job. But even those jobs slaving folks, to be honest with you, it wearing them out. It's tiring them. So we need to give people more money for their buck. And we need to give Alabamans a chance. I came up with this rule that Bernie Sanders got, and I like it. I think this is going to help. We need to cut the workforce down a little bit. We need to make work Monday through Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday is overtime. We need to cut down the what it is. It's a 4 to 8 hour. How much it is help me with this. Uh 4 to 8 hours, and we need to
40
cut it.
hours is the standard.
It's standard.
Typically in a non-agricultural,
Yeah.
non-management position.
Take
Some-
8 hours out of 4 to 8 and let that 8 hours be
Anything
overtime.
over 40, you go into time and a half.
I'm going time and a half. I want that to be overtime. Anything over 4, let's take out 4 to 8, make it 40 hours. Let's do work week Monday through Thursday. Give Alabamans time to rest, relax, and rewind Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If they want to do overtime, let them do overtime Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But work should be Monday through Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday through Thursday. That's it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let these people rest. Let Alabamans rest. Let them get their mental. The job force is killing young folks' bodies. They're killing people. You got old folks at Hyundai, 50 years old, 60 years old working. They working the hell out of these folks. That's what's wrong with it. And that's how I believe we can knock down the unemployment rate and we get them better, good, capable jobs, not jobs that are gonna tie their bodies down. We need to turn 40 hours to 32 hours. And then we need to start a minimum wage ourselves and stop going with the federal minimum wage. We need to do our own minimum wage. And my plan is, if you're a business, check this out, because I don't want our conservatives get too mad at me. But if you're a business making over $5 million a year, like McDonald's, Walmart, Hyundai, you can afford to start your people off with at least $20 an hour. I'm not going no less. Why you say that, Mr. Brown? Because once the taxes are taken off of, you gotta look at what they bring it home. If you're making if you're a company in Alabama making $5 million a year, I want you to start paying your people at least $20 an hour. And we need to do a minimum state minimum wage at $15 an hour. That's what I encourage. I don't know where to get through legislature or not, but that's what I'm going to advocate and fight for. Because we need to put more money in these folks' pockets. And then, work smart but not hard is what I always was told.
Talking about jobs, what kind of jobs would you try to bring here that people wouldn't have to work that hard?
I want to see Macy's. I want to see Louis Vuitton shops. I want to see more Amazon shops. I want to see more Walmarts. I want to see more Krogers. I want to see more Costco's. I want to see more Sam's Clubs. I want to see some Kmart's, some Sears. I want to see big jobs like that instead of all the manufacturing jobs, and all these fast food jobs. I want to see good jobs that give people opportunity to actually be customer friendly and be able to build a good resume with themselves. Yeah, we need the Amazons. Yeah, we need the Hyundais. But hell, they working nothing but black folks like hell at Hyundai right here in Alabama. That's what I want to see.
Some of our congressmen have suggested, and some of our state legislators, that we cut the benefits, like SNAP and Medicaid and various other deals, unless someone is actually working or they're a senior.
Bring the other one.
Think about that to improve workforce.
No, I don't believe in cutting SNAP benefits at all. I believe in giving them to the hard workers, giving them to the people that really need them, and taking them away from the people that's misusing them. That's what I agree on.
God, I lost my train of thought there. What I was fixing to ask. So you talked about this minimum wage.
Hold on, right quick. Hold on, right quick. Hey, Jordan. I think she's asleep. I'm trying to change out the tripod right quick. I think she's asleep. Tip, Somebody 676. Stop calling me. I'm on the phone with Nick and Brandon. I mean Chris and Brandon. I'll try to get Jordan and just try to switch it out. It's fine. Okay. What you mean 676? So I'm 676 number keep calling. Continue, Chris. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. With this minimum wage for like, talking about McDonald's and other places, are you not concerned that they're going to in turn raise their prices up and it's going to make prices go up for everybody else?
I think it's a possibility that they may raise the prices, but because money is flowing, thanks to the Trump administration, money is going back into the pockets of Americans in Alabama. I don't look. My brother over here will agree with me. What I'm about to say. I don't care if a cheeseburger at McDonald's becomes $6. If somebody gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it, Chris. That's how I feel about it. Because guess what? I don't care how high some get, I'm still gonna buy it. So that's how I feel about it. But when that time comes, we'll work on it.
We've run into an issue where a lot of our children are obese. Not that I can talk, but I've always liked to eat.
Me too.
Is there something we need to do, whether it's not allowing SNAP to pay for sodas or cheese
Yes,
curls or
I agree.
Doritos,
I agree.
or maybe have more robust physical education requirements in our
Yes,
schools
yes,
so that we don't have, children, even poor children, that are just, fatter than, the national and the global
yes,
average by much.
yes. Obesity among our kids is rapidly high because parents are buying all of this junk food. I agree with the Republicans on Capitol Hill, and I have said this before. We need to put limitation on SNAP benefits. We need to. If you're going to get this SNAP benefits, buy some vegetables, buy some fruits, buy the food that your child needs. I came up in a time in the 90s where daddy cooked, we're going to eat. If we ain't like what daddy cooked, we didn't eat at all. Now you got these children these days, you could go put a roast in the pot. You can fix some greens, some black-eyed peas, some macaroni and cheese, roast in the pot, some cabbages, and a big old thing of sweet tea. And here go one of the children. I don't want that. I want some American deli. I want some McDonald's. Well, you ain't gonna eat. You ain't gonna eat today. And so we got to start catering to what these kids need and to go back to being parents. So on the government side, I would propose that we limit that. No junk food, no zebra cakes, no Takis. It's killing these kids, right or wrong. All this stuff, junk food is killing these kids. Not all this scientific made food and chemicals. And please, Chris and Brandon, we got to give the president some props. His administration is eliminating food dyes that has been proven to cause cancer. Eliminating food dyes and all this stuff that been killing people with diabetes and heart disease for many years. That's what we need to do. We need to put a line and we need to draw a line. In my administration, we're going to do that. Yes, so I agree.
Hey, so let me ask you this, talking about something Doug Jones, Tabitha Eisner said. They made a statement that I've confirmed this from the other Democratic people that we need to see more white candidates run. What do you think about that?
For the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
I agree. We need to see more white candidates run that are strong, but we don't need to see no white candidates like the ones that just was elected as governor in other two states. We don't need to see radical left lunatics that wants to push this transgender laws. We don't need to see We don't need to see that. So yeah, I want to see strong white candidates that are independent and not going to bow down to the Democratic Party establishment. But we need more black Democrats too. The white Democrats uh, uh, outnumber black Democrats in the legislature on both sides. And I see, we need more black legislators. We need more black senators and House of Representative members that's down there in the state. So we need both on both sides. But we need the right white candidates and we need the right black candidates, period. Because it don't matter what your color is, they'll still get in there and do the okey-doke on us.
Mr. Brown, we've had you on for about nearly an hour. That's really all the questions I have. Is there something you'd like to say before we go?
The only thing I'd like to say, Chris and Brandon, is this right here. I want people to not judge me because of my very authentic characteristic that I have. I don't want people to judge me because I like to dance and entertain my thousands of people on social media. I don't want people to judge me because I have a way with words and I know how to deliver a message that'll get to certain people. But I want people to judge me on one thing: this. You can put me in a room full of legislators. I know how to fight, stand, and carry myself and act upon. You can put me in a room full of Masons. I know how to carry, act, and handle myself. You can put me in a room full of police officers. I can do the same. Just as you can put me in a room full of drug dealers. If you put me in a room full of people out of the hood, if you put me in a room with, I know how to adjust. I know how to adapt. I know how to lead. I know how to carry myself if I'm elected to the position as governor of the great state of Alabama. Judge me by my policies. Judge me by my solutions. Judge me based off of my experience. If you go look on my social media page, I just shared a whole lot of pictures of things that I have been doing so many times in my 20s, so many times in my teens. I have the record. And I'm bold enough to say this today with strength and clarity and honesty. I'm the only candidate that in this race that got more community experience than any other candidates running, and I'm only 34. Why you say that, Jamel? Because I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. I've been out there fighting against black on black crime. I've been out there fighting against police injustice. I was out there fighting for police. For police get a pay raise for the past 3 years here in Montgomery. Been fighting for that. Been fighting for small businesses. Been fighting against corrupt officials down at City Hall. I've been fighting all my life. I've been doing this thing, Chris and Brand, and now I'm just asking the people of Alabama to give me an opportunity to be governor of this great state so we can show the other 49 states how America looks when you bring black people and white people, Republicans and Democrats, Hispanics and Asians, all together to make Alabama the best state in this country, in this world. It all started here in Alabama. The first slaves got here in Alabama. When the colonists got here to the 13 colonists, they came on trickling on down to where the Cherokees at here in Alabama. I love Alabama. That's why my motto is Alabama made, Alabama born, and Alabama strong, because I love this great state. There's so much potential we could do with the 5 million people we got in this state. And I believe, Chris and Brandon, if I'm in this position, that 5 million will jump up to 20 million new residents, because Alabama's going to be thriving. Alabama going to be that place that you can come to, that you can shop, that you can eat, that you can educate and raise a family here in the great state of Alabama. Don't look at my color. Don't look at my entertainment on social media. Look at my heart. I have a heart for this state. I love this state. I work with Republicans and Democrats. I work with Bob Riley, Bentley, and Kay Ivey. I deserve this. Alabama deserves this. And that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks very much, man. I'm going to get this loaded up to YouTube in a bit, and I'll tag you in it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Brandon. I hope that y'all invite me to come again. There was a great conversation, a great dialogue.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it. Yeah, we'll talk again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.